Guys, just gonna wait for a second. Hope you guys can hear me. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Got the windows and doors open. Hey, Chanel. So the reason I'm doing this live stream, just kind of want to touch bases with everybody. Thank you. Plus, I just wanted to share some stuff with everybody, just kind of keep up with the channel, let everybody know what's going on with us, and show you guys some evidence from some old investigations, and as well as show you a preview for the upcoming episode. So I'm gonna let it build up a little bit. It's slowly starting to get there. Just kind of doing this last minute before the podcast. So just gonna sit here and drink this until a couple more people show up. I think that should be good. Well, thank you, Chanel. Thank you for that. So here's a little bit of an update on as far as where we're at, what we're doing. I've kind of taken a step away from the paranormal field. This wasn't something that I had talked about on the YouTube channel. Hey, Mim. This isn't something that I talked about on the YouTube channel, but if you follow me on Facebook or you follow Fourth State Paranormal on Facebook, then you've probably already heard about this. But I did take a step back away from the paranormal field. This season of Haunting History is our last season, and it's been a slow process of me getting out these episodes because I just been relaxing. The last few weeks I've just kind of put everything on the back burner, and it's been nice. It's been nice, no stress or anything like that, and I've been enjoying it. I don't think it'll be like a permanent hiatus. I don't think I could do that to myself. So yeah, for a while now we've been away and just kind of getting our personal lives in order. For myself, I can honestly say why I did take a step back was because I had some other things that I wanted to accomplish and wanted to do. And if I focus all my energy on the paranormal stuff, I don't think I'd be able to do any of that. I can tell you what I'm up to. Right now, I'm working with a friend of mine. We are recording music. Right now, we're writing some songs, and hopefully soon we'll have some stuff recorded. Something that's worth listening to at least. But aside from that, I'm also planning on, as soon as I'm done with the Haunting History episodes, working on a short mini series, but it's not like a TV show. It's more of a movie. Kind of, I'm wanting to move into that type of production a little bit. But you never know. Never say never. Something might come up where I come back in sooner than I thought. So that's where I'm at. I'm trying not to sneeze right now. I'm trying so hard. All right. So yeah, that's where we're at. I am staying in touch with the paranormal field a little bit because some of you may not be aware, but John and myself, we have a podcast on Facebook, and that podcast is Paranormal Frequencies. If you do a search on Facebook for Paranormal Frequencies, you can join us there. In fact, tonight we are doing our episode on Plum Island, and you're more than welcome to join us on Facebook for that. It's at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. But we do like a 2-hour show on there. So I'm still kind of in touch with the paranormal thing. John has also been working on his lights. If you didn't know about Moonface lighting, that is something he's working on as well. John, actually in the next episode, which I'll show you guys a preview for if you're patient here. The next episode is from the Farrar Schoolhouse. But you'll get to see some of his lights in action in that episode. You can also see one of his lights in the video we did at the old Civil War cemetery. But John has started up his own company called Moonface Paranormal Lighting. He's taking emails, if people have requests about the lights. You send him an email. It's Moonface Lighting at yahoo.com. Great lights. We're glad he's building these, and like I said, we used it in one video. We've got it in the Farrar episode coming up next, and then the episode after that, Barry used some lights that John built as well. So you guys will get to see some more of that. Also, the other part of the thing that's kind of taken me back away from the paranormal, like as far as haunting history is a little bit. I did a documentary film some of you may or may not be aware of, called Into the Light. It's an exploration of the spook light phenomena. I shot this with Josh Hurd from Malvern Manor, and basically we went and explored the whole spook light phenomena in 3 different locations, up in Iowa, Missouri, and in North Carolina. And we came out with some really cool stuff. It was a very exciting and frustrating film to shoot, but guys, if you want to check that out, it is available on Amazon. Just do a search for it. So yeah, there's that. So I know you guys have been waiting for something new, and I have something new for you. I have a preview for the next episode. I'm going to let you guys see this. I'm planning on having this new episode out this coming weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. So that's something to look forward to. This will be coming out. But here's just a small snippet from the next episode.
Hidden away in Iowa, in the forgotten town of Farrar, rests an old school. Built in 1921 at the cost of $100,000, its purpose was to consolidate all of one-room schoolhouses in the county. In 2002, it closed its doors and sat vacant until it was purchased by Jim and Nancy Oliver. I sat down with Nancy for an interview, but per her request, we did not put her on camera.
It was like the first of its kind with electricity and heat and water and everything, and so that was a really big deal. And some people objected because they figured, what do they need with electricity and heat and all that? Everybody came here. Everybody did everything here. People worked here for 30, 40 years at a time. Kids spent their entire school career here, 1st through 12th. And so I think that's why it's so embedded and why we have the activity that we have here now. Now, there were some bad things that happened in here in the schoolhouse to the kids, and we know that for a fact.
So that's it. That's your sneak peek into this next episode. Again, I'm going to try to have that out this next weekend. It's almost all the way done. It was an exciting investigation. I'll tell you that. I'm probably gonna get laughed at because of the face I make at a certain point during the investigation. But guys, it was worth it. Awesome location. Can't wait for you guys to see that. So again, that's next week. I apologize for the lateness of these episodes. Like I said, I just kind of been taking a moment for myself. John's taking a moment for himself, and same with Barry. I think Barry kind of is needing it now more than ever. Barry lost one of his best friends, his dog Scrappy, who he's had for 12 years, finally passed away. I say finally like it was a good thing, but yeah, Scrappy passed away, and Barry's pretty broken up about that. He was a good dog. Will be missed. So yeah, he's gonna take a minute for himself as well. So we've been doing. I was thinking about doing the haunting, our haunted past episodes in between these, but since it takes a while to put each one together and get interviews from everybody, I just thought, what the hell, I'm just gonna come on here and I'm just gonna show you guys evidence. How about that? I'll talk about the locations where I'm getting them from. But this evidence is from like pre-haunting history. I've been doing this for 12 years. The group's been around, or originally I started this 12 years ago with the Paranormal Investigators of Southwest Missouri, but we changed the name and stuff like that back in 2010, 2011. So these are some of the investigations from 2011 on. Some of this evidence that I'm going to show you, though, is actually before 4State Paranormal. So I think you guys are going to enjoy this. I think John's coming right now, too. So, real quick, I'm going to play you guys this preview for the next episode. Hey, John. Thanks for showing up, buddy.
Hidden away in Iowa, in the forgotten town of Farrar, rests an old school. Built in 1921 at the cost of $100,000, its purpose was to consolidate all of the one-room schoolhouses in the county. In 2002, it closed its doors and sat vacant until it was purchased by Jim and Nancy Oliver. I sat down with Nancy for an interview, but per her request, we did not put her on camera.
It was like the first of its kind with electricity and heat and water and everything. And so that was a really big deal. And some people object because they figure, what do they need with electricity and heat and all that? Everybody came here. Everybody did everything here. People worked here for 30, 40 years at a time. Kids spent their entire school career here, 1st through 12th. And so I think that's why it's so embedded and why we have the activity that we hear now. Now, there were some bad things that happened in here in the schoolhouse to the kids, and we know that for a fact.
All right. So once again, that was a preview for the next episode that's going to be coming out this next weekend. John just came through. He's in his shop right now, cleaning out some stuff. He might come in here. I know John. He'll pop his head in here. If he does, we'll just turn the camera on him and... Hiya, Kathleen. Mim, have I ever seen an apparition? I have seen a partial apparition. If you watch the Our Haunted Past on the Sally House, John will tell on that video. John tells about when he saw his apparition at the Sally House, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
There he is.
For a second. Hey everybody, what's up? You can't see me.
This camera right here.
Hey, what's up?
A little lower.
I'm a little lower. Come here. No! Hey everybody, I'm down, up, I'm down.
Just sweated on me.
Hey, that's because men really work and boys don't.
Okay.
Anyway,
guy.
yeah, my apparition at Sally House, it was fantastic. It was in color, and haven't seen one since. Well, no, I can't say that. Not like that, but you want me to tell you a story? Say yeah. If not, I'm gonna go back to work.
Well, I just told him to watch the video.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm going back to work then.
Pick his nose.
Yeah.
So anyway, John is working on a bunch of stuff right now. Again, guys, if this new episode of the haunting history from the Farrar, you get to see some of the lights that he's been building, as well as the camera lights that he's built for Barry. You'll get to see those also in the episode after the Farrar, which we shot at Edinburgh Manor in Iowa, which is going to be a really cool episode. We tried some new things there too. So I had mentioned that we've been doing our haunted past, where we show you evidence from or before we even started shooting episodes, old investigations. So I'm going to talk about real quick one of the places that's near and dear to us. If anybody ever talks to us about the locations we've been to, this place is always up there for us because, number one, almost always we get activity there, or we pick up some kind of evidence. Number two, these people are great to us. They really step up whenever we go there, and they go above and beyond. So it's greatly appreciated. The place I'm talking about is none other than. You ready for this? The Crescent Hotel. All right. The Crescent Hotel is a really amazing place. I'm not going to show you too much on this because I want to make a video on all the stuff that we've captured. But I'm going to show you just a couple things. One of the things that we did capture there, my second time there, we captured this image. Let's study that for a second. Here's this image, brightened up. This is back in like 2008, 2007, 2008. This is the image brightened up a little bit. But I will talk about that in the video that I'll be putting together. If you saw what I'm hoping you saw, then you're gonna have some questions. I will show you one other piece of evidence that we captured there. The Crescent. We weren't there in April. We actually shot at the Basin Park Hotel in February. We did stop by the Crescent though. I mean, just to get a couple shots in, because we have to stop there. You can't be in Eureka Springs and not stop there. So this piece of audio, unless you've been on our website, you probably haven't heard this. This is again that same night that image was taken. An old member, few old members, Gene, Mike, and myself, were walking down the third floor hallway. This is the middle of winter. There's maybe like 7 people in the whole hotel. But we're walking down the third floor hallway, and in the audio clip that I'm going to play you hear the bell from the cat, Frisco, who was pretty much following us the entire time. But after the bell, you'll hear something that is out of place, and I'm going to play it. Then I'm going to talk about what happened on the third floor, and then I'm going to play it again. So, here we go. Okay. So now, here's what happened on the third floor. Back when it was a women's college, there was a girl who fell to her death from the third floor. The rumors circulate whether she committed suicide or whether she was killed. She was pregnant at the time, and one of the thoughts is that she got pregnant by a prominent family. Well, not the whole family, but somebody in this prominent family got her impregnated and possibly ended her life. So what we picked up on the third floor as we're walking down that hall was after that bell from the cat, you hear what sounds like somebody sobbing or gasping for air. I'm going to play that again for you so you can hear it and know what you're looking for. That EVP is one of my favorite EVPs I've ever captured. It's one of the creepiest to me. But we've gotten so much more from there, and so much more that we're going to actually have to make a video for it. So there was that. The next place that I want to talk about real quick is, I can't really say where it's at, although I think the picture is going to give it away. So it is what it is. But this place, this is the Nyberg building. This is an old tuberculosis sanitarium. It's in Arkansas, that much I can say. But we've investigated there several times. There's 5 floors to this, plus the basement. And one of the creepiest places I've ever been in, honestly. The sanitarium, it shut down, I think, I want to say in the late 2000s, or early 2000s, I mean. But the campus is still active, so they don't really divulge exactly where that's at. But we've investigated this several times, and one of the times that we were there, and I think this was John's first or second time being there, but we had just gotten there. We brought in all the equipment.
First time.
It was your first time?
Yeah.
Okay. This is his first time being there. We just brought in all the equipment, and we set up in this room on the first floor that actually had air conditioning. The doors lock automatically when you close them from the inside, so you can't come in from outside. And well, we just come in, we shut the doors, we sat down, we're in the air conditioning. We're just kind of talking, and then out of nowhere, you hear this man yelling in the hallway. Now, we couldn't make out what he was saying, but it was obviously a man yelling. We're all just like, the hell was that? You know, just dumbfounded. And we went out in the hallways, we split up, and we didn't find anything. But we have caught some pretty interesting evidence. We've had some really interesting experiences. John will agree. But one of the coolest things that we've done, we started doing shortly before we went there, was what we call the phone-in sessions, the phone-in EVP sessions. During these sessions, basically somebody is calling from another location. We put them on speakerphone. We put the phone down in a room, and we leave a recorder there, and we let it go. And they ask questions like a regular EVP session. And the thought behind this is so that we're not just speaking in acoustics, but this is an electronic frequency that's coming out. Hey John, you are on camera now.
What?
You are on camera, the reflection.
Oh.
So one of the times that we did this, we had, Barry wasn't with us, but we did this session with Barry, and I stayed in the room. We did this down in the basement where the morgue is, and as I'm sitting there and he's doing this EVP session, I'm trying to be as quiet as possible, but as I'm sitting there I can hear a voice. It doesn't pick up on the recorder. Didn't pick up on the recorder, but later in the audio that I'm going to play you, I start hearing some crinkling, like it was I thought he was eating like chips or something, but he was just going through his notes and his papers to figure out what to ask. But I asked him, "Are you eating or something?" And he says no, and he's explaining that he's got his paper. But in the background, the coolest thing happened. We actually caught what sounded like somebody yelling off in the distance. So I'm going to play this audio for you. I'm going to play it a couple times for you so you can get a good chance to hear it. So here you go.
Are you eating?
No, sorry, that was paper.
Are you eating?
No, sorry, that was paper.
Are you eating?
No, sorry, that was paper.
So that was a really awesome capture that we had, and we've had plenty of success with this phone in EVP sessions. There was another instance where we were doing our podcast live from the hotel room while we were in town, and the guy that called in, Barry was at the sanitarium. The guy that called in called Barry's phone, and we did this whole thing over the podcast. But while the guy's doing his session, we hear like this kid laughing, like a child laughing. And at the end of his session, I ask him, are you at home right now? Do you have kids around you? And he says, no, I'm sitting in a parking lot waiting for my friend to get off work. And our jaws dropped because he didn't know it, but we had Barry take the phone into the children's ward of the sanitarium and leave it there for him to do his session. And we actually had this child's laughter come through on the radio show, which was absolutely amazing and astounding to us. The next clip that I'm going to play for you, it's a very subtle clip. You have to kind of listen close for this one, but we actually picked up a word that kind of had to do with the hospital setting. I'm going to play it a couple times for you, and then I will let you know what we hear in it.
Where? Where?
Alright, so what you're going to be listening for is a really subtle voice that says the word cancer. I'm going to play it again for you.
Where? Where?
I hope you guys were able to hear that. I can't hear what I'm playing right now. So there was that. The last clip that I'm going to play for you, it's a sound. You can't really miss this one. No need to explain, you'll hear it.
Should I visit?
Yeah, I'm not listening to that.
No.
Oh, that's
15 minutes?
you guys want to stop?
Should I visit?
Yeah, I'm not listening to that.
No.
Oh, that's
15 minutes?
you guys want to stop?
Yeah, so no need to tell you exactly what it is. I mean, it's obvious. Maybe I should, because some people just don't hear things. It's the whoop sound, that alarm sound. Nobody heard it at the time, so that was pretty interesting. The last place I'm going to talk about today, one we were asked about if we had ever done, because not too long ago the Ghost Adventures episode of it came out. And it was on the Titanic Museum in Branson, Missouri. We were there 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it had been quite some time ago, before Haunting History. But we were the first team to go into the Branson location and investigate. We did have some experiences. It was a pretty interesting place. One of the claims that didn't make it onto the Ghost Adventures show, but was told to us, was outside in front of the building, they had a footprint show up, like as if somebody was in water and then stepped on the concrete, but it was just a footprint. They took a picture of it, and they don't know where it came from. It was just a single footprint. There wasn't like anything leading up to or anything like that. It's kind of weird to them. The only thing I can think of is if somebody's standing in line during the summertime, takes off their shoe. Because their foot's going to be sweaty as hell and nappy. Oh, that's nasty. John, you look like you're hitting the bowl over there or something.
Yeah. Tell them about the whistle, whistle going on.
No.
Tell them that one.
You've been standing right there.
Huh?
I said you've been standing right there. You didn't hear me? John doesn't listen to me when I talk.
Busy working.
in the reflection, it looks like you're smoking or something. He's over there smoking, vaping. Now you need a man bun.
Yeah.
You know what, John? I'm gonna make a picture with you in a man bun.
I don't know.
I'm going to.
Tell them I got a shower curtain after. Wash your parts.
We're getting there. We're getting there. I did tell him about the podcast. I'll tell him about it later too. I'll tell you guys. So anyway, the Titanic Museum. It was a really cool place. The Ghost Adventures episode was kind of, but I can honestly say that we did capture something there. The couple of clips that I'm going to play for you, it's pretty interesting. This first one, Barry and I, we were down on the first floor. I can't remember what they call the area, the section of the building. It's, I don't know if anybody's ever been in there. You go down the stairs and to the left and around that hall there. But in that back corner, Barry and I, we were running the PSP-7. But while we were running this, I was hearing talking from somebody else that wasn't coming from the PSP-7. So you hear me say hello, and I get a response that doesn't come from the PSP-7. And following that up, there's some extra voices, and I'm just gonna play this for you. You guys check this out. I'm hearing a voice over there.
Are you?
Yeah, I could tell it's not coming from this. Hello?
Dude, was that the box?
I'm hearing a voice over there.
Are you?
Yeah, I could tell it's not coming from this. Hello?
Dude, was that the box?
So that caught us off guard. We did have a lot of stuff that actually came through the PSP-7, but you know, we didn't really put it out there because it is the PSP-7, and a lot of the stuff that you hear from it can be misconstrued, and we didn't want to just kind of throw it out there all willy-nilly, like, you know. I mean, it is what it is. So one of the cool circumstantial things that came through the PSP-7, we got the name Francis and the word painting. Well, it turns out they have a list of everybody that was on the Titanic and their occupation, and there was an artist named Francis that was on the Titanic. But the weird thing was he survived. So I don't know, if this is, I don't know what this how this correlates or anything, but it was just a circumstantial kind of thing. This next clip was another one of our phone-in sessions. Again, we have some pretty good success with this, and this time we were doing another radio show. Go ahead, John. We were doing another podcast from the Titanic Museum before we started our investigation, and we had a listener call in and do an EVP session there, and during her EVP session, obviously we left it in the room all by itself. Nobody was in there, but the carpet, or the floor in the building, is carpeted, and in this session you'll hear her ask a question or two, and then you'll hear somebody walking through there like they're on hardwood floor. So you may or may not want some headphones, but I'm going to go ahead and play this a few times. I'm going to loop it so you guys can hear it. Oops, wrong one.
Is any of these items in this room yours? Is this life jacket yours? Is any of these items in this room yours? Is this life jacket yours?
So that was the footsteps. Again, we've had phenomenal success with the phone-in sessions. It's, I would say, like 60% of the time that we've used it, we've actually picked up something within the frequencies for the phone. Like as if it was coming through the phone, or within the room, or just on our digital recorders. So yeah, if you guys investigate, I highly recommend doing something like that at an investigation. But that's all I wanted to share for today with you guys. Just show you a little bit of evidence from some of our old investigations. Again, I'll eventually get a video out about some of the old Crescent Hotel investigations, stuff that was before haunting history. If you are new to this channel, guys, there's some more videos in our Haunted Past playlist. You can go back and check out some of the pre-haunting history investigations that we've done. Some of it including evidence. Some of it's never been seen on social media before. I think I'm going to do you guys one more favor here. I was going to end it on that, but I'm going to be nice here. Let me get this pulled up. Because like I said, some of you are new to the channel. And some of you probably don't remember when I had up the Paranormal Studies episode. And in that episode, I had one of the craziest EVPs I'd ever captured.
The voices.
Stop. Anyway, had one of the craziest EVPs I ever captured. This was taken from Malvern Manor. If you're not familiar with Malvern Manor, I suggest you go back into season 2 and start watching the episodes there, and move into season 3 because we have another couple episodes there too. But this clip is by far one of my favorite EVPs ever. I was shooting a pilot for a new show, and it was just myself and Richard Rose, and we were in the attic of Malvern Manor. The rooms below Malvern, rooms 17 and 18 I think it is, or 16 and 17. In one room there was a guy who, this has been documented over 100 times. Apparently he would go across the hall and rape the guy in the other room, or assault the guy in the other room. We had a psychic who was doing remote viewing at the time we were investigating. And around this time, she came up with the name Ted or Teddy. And I'm going to play this clip for you guys. And then I'm going to tell you something that we discovered or that we realized not too long ago. So prepare yourselves. This is something we heard with our own ears, captured on the camera's audio, and the digital recorder. So here you go.
The voices.
They're outside. That is outside. That has to be outside.
Somebody fighting?
How's it end just like that?
They're still going now. Faintly.
Alright. So obviously, you know, you hear stuff in the background. Now, what we've figured out is that the voices in the background, at first it says, Ted, let go of me. And then you hear something along the lines of, you were told to let go of me, and you hear another voice jump in and says, like, look here, or something like that. Followed by the screaming and everything. So I'm going to play this again for you. Keep in mind the situation that happened underneath the, in those two rooms. So I'm going to play this again for you, now knowing what you know, what I've just told you, about the Ted let go of me, you were told to let go of me, and alright. So here we go.
The voices.
They're outside. That is outside. That has to be outside.
Somebody fighting?
How's it end just like that?
They're still going now. Faintly.
So there you have it, guys. That's one of my absolute favorite EVPs of all time. The experience was insane. Maybe one day, again, I will release that video because it was a crazy night. We actually had some more activity happen. Once we heard that, we went outside and went around the house and looked all over the place. But that happened around like 12:10 after midnight. Malvern Manor is not that big of a town, or Malvern's not that big of a town, and it was a ghost town. There was nobody out, not even a car. So pretty crazy, pretty insane. Like I said, eventually I might release that video again down the road, but until then, it's kind of being locked away for certain purposes. So that's the evidence, guys, for today. I do want to thank you guys for being patient about the about haunting history. I will have the episodes coming soon. Really quick, if somebody will post in the chat, was the Farrar preview playing pretty smoothly? I can't tell on my end because it kind of chops up a little bit. So let me know in the comments there. But while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and play the preview for you once again. Just for those who have either just joined or are catching the tail end of this. This is the preview for the next episode of Haunting History. And here you go.
Hidden away in Iowa, in the forgotten town of Farrar, rests an old school. Built in 1921 at the cost of $100,000, its purpose was to consolidate all of the one-room schoolhouses in the county. In 2002, it closed its doors and sat vacant until it was purchased by Jim and Nancy Oliver. I sat down with Nancy for an interview, but per her request, we did not put her on camera.
It was like the first of its kind with electricity and heat and water and everything. And so that was a really big deal. And some people objected because they figured, you know, what do they need with electricity and heat and all that? Everybody came here. Everybody did everything here. People worked here for 30, 40 years at a time. Kids spent their entire school career here, 1st through 12th. And so I think that's why it's so embedded and why we have the activity that we have here. There were some bads that happened in here in the schoolhouse to the kids, and we know that for a fact.
Alright guys, I was getting something pulled up here. I was thinking about going ahead and uploading a trailer for my movie. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet. Here we go. Nope, that's not it. All right. Right. There we go. I'm going to not do that yet. I'm going to show you guys the trailer here for the film that Josh Hurd and I did called Into the Light. It's an exploration of the spook light phenomenon. And we shot this late last year. And it's just now come out on DVD this past April. It is also on realhouse.org. You can do a search for Into the Light, and you can download it, or you can rent it for, I think to rent it's $1.49, and if you wanted to buy it, the digital download, I think it's $3.99. If you were to buy the DVD on Amazon, it is $14.99, although I'm trying to find a way to bring that price down. It's just the company that I've gone through, the distributor, is not the greatest. So here's a trailer for the film.
The world is a mysterious place, catching the attention of ghost hunters, ufologists, and those looking for notorious cryptids. But what if I told you there was another phenomenon that seemingly goes unnoticed?
I remember years ago that the Army Corps of Engineers come down here and covered the whole road.
The Corps of Engineers actually said that they finally determined that it was a light of an unknown origin.
Whatever it was like dim at first, and then it started getting brighter, and then it just dimmed out, faded out.
Yep.
The UFO piece has been perpetuated by conspiracy theorists. Up Highway 181, they call it Area 181.
I mean, we just saw something anomalous.
Join us as we travel to 3 locations across the country in our exploration of the spook light phenomena.
All right, that was the trailer for the film. Guys, if you guys have any questions, you know, am I growing it back? Right now, the job I work at, I cannot have a beard, unfortunately. I'm just being a rebel right now and growing out some stubble. I'll have to shave it here soon. But things keep looking the way they're looking, I might grow it back. We'll see. I miss my beard. I really do. Yeah, if you guys have any questions for me in the comments, you know, put them in the comment section. I'll try to answer them as I can. And while I'm waiting to see if there's any questions, just going to remind people, tonight at 6, go on Facebook, search for Paranormal Frequencies. That is John and I on our podcast. Starts at 6 p.m. Central Time. We got an hour and a half at this point. If you're watching this after the live feed, then you can just go there, like the page, and we're on every Sunday at 6 p.m. So catch us on there. This weekend, tonight, we're actually going to be talking about Plum Island. So join us over there on the Paranormal Frequencies Facebook page, and you know, we'll chat with you guys. We'll talk about a bunch of stuff. To buy a copy of the movie, if you want the digital download, you can go to realhouse.org and you can download it there. Or if you want like a physical copy, you can go to Amazon and you can do a search. I recommend searching for Into the Light and then put the word Spook Light after it, and then it'll be the first one that pops up. So you can get that there. The one thing I will say though about the DVDs off of Amazon, the distributor has condensed the quality of the film. Sorry, they've condensed the quality of the film down to like 720, which pisses me off because I have like a true HD quality. If I can find a distributor that can do that for me, then it'd be really nice. So I'm still looking, and plus I need to cut the cost down. I think they're charging like $10 of it. $10 of the price goes to the distributor, which is horse shit. And then taxes. I have to pay taxes and all that crap. But you know, it is what it is. Get the movie out there. If you are anywhere near some of the conferences that I'll be at, I will have some of the copies of this movie for sale for less, and probably a better quality too. I will be only doing 3 conferences this year. I'll do one in August. I'll be at the Kansas City Paracon, and then September I'll be at Ashmore Estates for the Ash Bash, which, by the way, guys, that is going to be a good one because it's free to go to. There's no ticket price to go into. Chris Booth will be there. Josh Hurd's supposed to be there. A couple of the guys from the Tennessee Wraith Chasers will be there. I will be there. I'll be showing my film there as well, too. So you guys come out for that. And then in November, I'll be down at the Haunted Bourbon in New Orleans. And you guys can come get a copy there. You want the complete copy? If you want like the true HD copy, I would suggest therealhouse.org and downloading it there. That's at this point, that's going to be your best bet for the true HD. So, but yeah, if you want a copy, well, I could work something out with it. Just send me a message to know. I have my ways of doing things. So, all right, guys, that's it for me. I got to get ready for the show. And thank you guys for joining us here on Haunting History. And keep watching. Go back over some of the old episodes in case you missed anything. Check out some of the Our Haunted Past for some older evidence and some more stories. And again, this coming weekend, the new episode from the Farrar Schoolhouse should be out. And I hope you guys like it. It's kind of tough putting this one together because I didn't get any interviews, and yeah, I have to use a lot of B-roll. So, alright guys, we'll see you next time. Soon, hopefully. Why am I still here?